In a previous video, I discussed a few Scrum anti-patterns from the Scrum Master's perspective. In this video, let's take a look at a few more, but this time, let's see how anti-patterns can impact product development and organizational goals. Scrum anti-pattern number 1, sneaking stories into the sprint. Once the sprint starts, the sprint backlog is fixed. No one should add to it without consulting the team first. If stories need to be added, it should not be done without a conversation with the product owner to renegotiate the sprint goal and what the team can realistically complete for the remainder of the sprint. This helps the team avoid the risk of exceeding capacity and failing to uphold their sprint commitments. Scrum anti-pattern number 2, hardening sprints. There is no such thing as a hardening or cleanup sprint in Scrum. Scrum teams should have a clear definition of done to avoid accepting bugs and violating the core principles of the team's commitment to built-in quality. Hardening sprints are commonly a sign of low-grade adoption of Agile principles by the team or the organization. This can be avoided by committing to practices such as pair programming, test automation, and test-driven development to build in quality along the way. Scrum anti-pattern number 3, extending the sprint to meet the sprint goal. Extending sprints defeats the purpose of time boxing and is a way of manipulating the facts to meet a goal or metric. Sprint lengths must stay consistent, even when holidays, extended PTO, or other events are present. The appropriate way to address this time is to subtract it from the capacity of the team for the impacted sprints. This way, plans are more accurate, stakeholder expectations are managed, and information radiators will produce consistent and accurate data. Related to this issue is moving the start and stop dates of sprints due to holidays and other events. Again, consistency is key. Moving the start-stop dates wastes time and creates unnecessary administrative overhead. It can erode the trust of stakeholders and adversely impact the team's ability to be in sync with other teams within the organization. Scrum anti-pattern number 4, sharing or reassigning team members. Scrum can only live up to its potential if the teams applying the framework can build trust amongst each other. Therefore, it makes sense to protect the longevity of Scrum teams. Moving and/or sharing people between teams ignores several Agile principles as well as the spirit behind how and why a Scrum team works. In addition, it can drastically hinder the team's Agile maturity. Keep in mind, Scrum rarely works when team members are pressed into service, context switching, and constantly ramping up. It requires a commitment from everyone on the team to avoid these anti-patterns, which can ultimately slow the adoption of the Lean-Agile mindset. Our next video on anti-patterns looks at the role of the product owner and how what seems like small deficits can create real challenges for their teams. Thank you for watching this video on Scrum anti-patterns. Watch the other videos in the Embrace Lean-Agile series to learn more about the value of Lean-Agile for your team.